I've closed billions of dollars in middle market deals as an M&A, mergers and acquisitions banker. I also know what buyers are looking for because I've been a private equity investor myself. Perhaps most importantly, I'm also an entrepreneur. I've experienced the loneliness, the sleepless nights, and the anxiety associated with making payroll, managing challenging employees, and overcoming hurdles through sheer willpower. Through trial and error and some good mentors, I've been involved with hundreds of deals as both a seller and a buyer. Because I've made plenty of mistakes that taught me valuable lessons, I figured out what makes a successful sale versus a stressful sale. That's why I wrote this book. If you fully understand the process, what to expect, and the implications of the range of options, you can confidently make decisions. Unfortunately, most owners enter this process woefully unprepared, underestimating the time, money, effort, and complexity involved in selling their business. One of the most important things I've learned is that middle market deals are unique. It is its own world with different sets of processes, buyers, valuation methodologies, and tactics. At the other end of the spectrum, the smaller mom-and-pop businesses, representing around 80% of all U.S. companies, involve an entirely different universe of buyers, typically individual buyers looking to buy a job. Publicly available transaction data is only available for either large public deals or transactions small enough that the Small Business Administration provides financing, generally deals under a few million. Surprisingly, there is little verifiable deal data for all of those companies in the middle. For executives of large institutional or publicly traded companies, an M&A decision is just a business decision. But for a founder or entrepreneur, the sale process is a more fraught, once-in-a-lifetime event. Your personal identity is inseparable from your business. That means the decision to sell often is emotionally charged. Those emotions can spill out at various points in the sale process. Because of the outsized importance of client education and psychology, success in middle-market investment banking is more of an art than a science. Middle-market business owners have very high stakes in their businesses, and a successful sale is essential. Estimates indicate that between 80 to 90% of the average middle-market owner's wealth is tied up in their business. If you're typical, you hold an undiversified investment portfolio dominated by one asset, your company. That means this single transaction will have a dramatic impact on your financial future. Getting it wrong has huge implications. With the stakes so high, the angst is correspondingly intense. Doing it well will deliver a significantly higher financial outcome with greater cash up front and fewer contingencies and strings attached. Now that you're thinking about selling your company, you need to be fully aware of how the sale process works and, more importantly, what you don't know about this complex undertaking. The phrase, unknown unknowns, is used to describe the dangerous blind spots that accompany uncertain situations. My goal is to prepare you ahead of time for what is likely going to occur during that sale, and explain to you the why behind it in plain English. No jargon, no legalese. Just straightforward information that will help you through what is probably the biggest business decision of your life. Here's to a successful sale. Chapter 1. The Art and Science of Selling a Company. Jonathan, not his real name, came to me wanting to sell the business he founded in the early 1970s. I could tell he was nervous by the way he clenched his jaw. He had several people approach him over the years, but he wasn't ready to sell until his wife pointed out they were well past retirement age. Now that he had made the decision, he realized he didn't have any idea how to proceed. He told me he didn't even know how to accurately price his business, much less how to handle all the paperwork that would go along with the sale. "It's basically like selling a house, right?" he asked. I had to tell him that selling a business and selling a home were two very different things, but I assured him that I could help him with every step.